I was supposed to sit here today in celebration. You know, the Cowboys made my Thanksgiving by wetting the bed the way that they did, and I was looking forward to Michael Irvin coming here. And then I watched my Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, yeah.
Good Lord have mercy. Yeah, Aaron Rodgers handled his business. We got something to talk about there. Tom Brady handled his business. We got something to talk about there. Baker Mayfield. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But damn, I am a Steelers fan after all. I know you think that's going to let you off the hook, though.
No, I don't. No, I don't.
My depression
over the
Steelers will not save you, my brother. I promise you that. First takes in the house.
Your confession ain't going to save you. I got more than them Steelers.
Whatever.
We're going to talk more about them Steelers.
Did I ask you to speak?
I'm just saying.
Why don't you be quiet?
Let's go with the show.
Let's go with the show.
Let's go with the show.
Who wants to start?
Good day. What's going on, everybody? Welcome into First Take. Thank you for being with us. That is Stephen A. Smith, the playmaker, the Hall of Famer, Michael Irvin. I'm Molly Karen Rose. Let me say really quickly, happy birthday, Dad. I love you. I hit the lottery with you.
Happy birthday,
yes,
Dad.
it's his birthday.
I mean,
my rock, my heart.
Okay.
You haven't met my dad yet, but he is
Hold on. We got to put the ISO there. You understand what I'm saying? I mean, I need a little more passion and a greater smile. You got a great dad.
Yes,
I mean, Molly Q, show Mr. Q the
DQ.
love.
Yes, Dad,
right.
I love you so much.
Okay.
I hope you have a great day. And you are my rock, unconditional.
There we go.
Okay. Let's get it, gentlemen. We ready to do this?
Okay.
The Bucks.
Happy birthday, Pop.
Yes. Okay.
Most of the game was just actually in talking with the docs. Not sure at this point. We're gonna do some more testing in the morning and get a better view of what's going on in there, and then make a decision at that time.
And look who the cat dragged in. My guy, Dan
What up?
Orlovsky. Good to see you.
Good morning.
What's up, baby?
Happy birthday to your dad.
What's up?
Thank you.
Good morning. Good to see you.
What's up?
Not a fan of the tie, but good to see you.
Please, whatever. You need to ask the wife. I bet you the wife loves the tie. You understand? I stepped out a little bit. I bet you the wife.
You're both
I'm telling you,
polka dot.
Mrs. Orlovsky loves the tie.
Babe,
I
what tie
promise.
do you like better, mine or Stephen A's?
What, really? See, really? That's what we doing? We gonna ask the wife which one now?
She's a truth teller.
No,
She'll keep it real.
No. She's gonna always support her man. Come on now. That's why you married.
Right.
Come on now. Stop that.
You're right.
There we go.
Yeah.
You're right.
Let's go.
All right.
You're right.
Speaking of support, Stephen A. Smith, who are you supporting? Who do you trust to win the NFC? Is it the Bucks or is that bad man in the Packers?
I got to be honest with you. You know, you don't bet against Tom Brady, and I wouldn't put my money on it. But if you put me against the wall right now today, I'm going to roll with the Packers. I'm going to roll with that bad brother, Aaron Rodgers. Now, we don't like the deliberate deceitfulness that he exercised weeks ago. That was very, very weak on his part, and I'm very consistent with that. But that doesn't take away my love for the brother in terms of his greatness on that football field. He's a bad man, and he put on a show yesterday.
Yes,
he was absolutely opportunistic. Their defense has improved over the last few weeks. So I'm looking at the Green Bay Packers right now, and I'm saying and I'm anticipating, okay, the likelihood is that these brothers could end up with the #1 seed. These brothers could end up making sure the road to the Super Bowl has to come through Lambeau Field. And now you're asking me, even with the great Tom Brady in the same conference, as a reigning, defending Super Bowl champion, what you're asking, and again, this is Tom Brady here. We reserve the right to alter and modify our thinking to some degree in the weeks to come. It's fluid. But in the end, what I got to ask myself is this. Am I going to bet Aaron Rodgers is going to lose back-to-back playoff games at Lambeau Field?
Yeah.
That's a hard bet to make, and I ain't doing it. I'm with the Packers right now.
Yeah, and I like the Packers. I told you guys I needed that other element, and I saw that other element, that Thursday night game when Dylan brought that power to it, and I'm telling you, he gives them something special. You saw in the third quarter one time, he just turned around, handed the ball to him. I was like, he can pick the right team to go to. The right team to go to when he chose Tampa Bay. Tom picked the right team, but Tom put in the most important ingredients in that stew. When he added Gronk and he added Antonio Brown, Those were the important ingredients in that stew that made them able to cook the casserole and cook the meal that they cooked and gave us in the Super Bowl. You see it now. I'm telling you, we're underestimating how much even Antonio Brown meant, because Antonio Brown was coming off all he was coming off. We dare not put our mouth upon him like he was so important to that team. But now we see how important he is to that team. We saw what this team looked like those couple weeks without Gronk, and we saw what they look like with Gronk. It's a game. Gronk looks like good old Gronk, not the good old LD Gronk, the good old LE Gronk, good old Gronk, the Gronk from before that played well before. You know what I'm saying? And with that element, I got to go with Tampa Bay. They've gone.
Packers. I really do. I think, first of all, the playoffs will be 100% about matchups. The Packers will match up better against certain teams, and Tampa Bay will be matched up against certain teams. Tampa Bay is very much so tied to Gronk's health. I mean, Playmaker, you are 100%. Like, they are a different offense. They're the best offense in football when Gronk is healthy. He's the reason they won that game yesterday outside of the takeaways.
No doubt.
I still have big concerns about Tampa Bay's defense. I mean, Indianapolis went up and down the field on them yesterday. The only reason they win the game is because of turnovers and because of Gronk's performance. I think the reason why I lean towards Green Bay is because of A.J. Dillon. A.J. Dillon brings an identity to their offense that they haven't had maybe ever since Aaron Rodgers has been there. The physicality. He reminds me of Corey Dillon from New England early in 2000s when they were going on their run. The amount of yards he gets after getting that first hit is such a big deal. And that's why I said this morning, I had to apologize to Brian Gutekunst, the general manager of the Packers. I did not mind the Jordan Love pick years ago. I minded the A.J. Dillon pick. I thought that should have been a wide receiver. And as I'm watching this team play right now, and I'm seeing the identity impact that Dillon has on that football team, man, that was a big
I was just going to pull up his tweet also to compound that on Matt LaFleur being a top three
coach in the NFL.
I thought you might want to respond to all
Top
that.
three coach in the NFL.
The Matt LaFleur,
I don't want to hear.
First
of all, obviously, Get Up leads into our show, and we're very proud of the work that they do. And I watch them every chance that I get. Okay, here's the reality. I was sick to my stomach watching Dan Orlovsky on Get Up.
You should have gotten Pepto-Bismol.
I do actually do. I have it in my office.
Dan, I'm getting fired up.
That's exactly what I'm going to do. First of all, let me tell you this, right? He's on this apology tour, Gutekunst and Matt LaFleur. First of all,
I never apologized to Matt LaFleur.
Excuse me, I'm just talking about you was talking about how we owe these folks an apology. You understand? Listen, here's the deal. With Gutekunst, it's not about, you might have questioned the draft pick of Dillon, but the biggest issue with him was that he didn't cultivate the kind of relationship you should cultivate with your superstar quarterback.
Sure.
That was the indictment against him. He damn sure don't deserve an apology for that. You need to stop that. That's the only, listen, everything else, listen, they back-to-back NFC championship games. So we looked at the personnel that they have, and even though you can nitpick here and there, the bottom line is, from that perspective, you can't look at Gutekunst and say, oh, he didn't do a good job. What you were saying is, wait a minute, this all starts and stops with that bad man right there, which is Aaron Rodgers, and you didn't cultivate a relationship with them. Now we get to Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur, you were the offensive coordinator for the 27th ranked offense in the National Football League in Tennessee. That's how you got the damn job, and you got the job anyway. Let me tell you something about Matt LaFleur. Matt LaFleur, this man is it's Santa Claus. Who's the biggest beneficiary from Santa Claus? Because that's what Matt LaFleur is. Because his first job is Aaron Rodgers as his quarterback. His first job. So don't further. I'm not qualified to say that man cannot coach. I leave that up. That's right. I leave that up to football aficionados. What I get upset about is when you've got guys as great as Aaron Rodgers, and then the coaches end up getting so much credit. When the second that dude is gone, what do we see from the personnel that replaces the superstar talent? See, Belichick proved himself a long, long time ago. He proved himself before he became a damn head coach, for crying out loud. We saw the job he was doing in Cleveland before he got the New England job. We got all that, and now we're seeing this from Matt Jones. We haven't seen any evidence that Matt LaFleur, as far as I'm concerned, is a top three coach in the NFL.
Really?
Top three?
Okay.
Top three?
Who the two you have with
Bill and Andy. Bill and Andy.
What about Harbaugh?
Tomlin nowhere in there?
No, Tomlin. I think Tomlin's a great coach. Right now, he ain't top three. Right now, the Steelers are falling apart before our eyes.
But that's what he's saying.
Great.
But Mike Tomlin is dealing with something that LaFleur has never had to deal with.
Right. Oh, really? This is where I dunk on you, Stephen A. Because you're telling me Matt LaFleur is only good because of Aaron Rodgers.
No, I didn't say only. I'm just saying you say top three. We're addressing it. Don't change the narrative. Don't be slick. I'm not saying the man can't coach. You're saying he's top three.
Yeah,
So hold on, wait a minute. Before you go on,
yeah.
I got Andy Reid and Bill Belichick. You gave me that, right?
Yeah.
Well, Tomlin, Harbaugh,
Steelers stink.
Pete Carroll. Wait, that's right now because of the
right now.
personnel.
And that's what I
my
said right
argument.
now, Stephen A.
No, I'm saying Aaron Rodgers.
I said right now, Matt LaFleur
Because
is the
of
top.
Aaron Rodgers.
Okay, because of Aaron Rodgers. The 3 years before Matt LaFleur, this is what I'm doing to your argument, became head coach of the Green Bay Packers. The record was 23-24.
Was Aaron Rodgers not hurt?
He was the quarterback.
Was he not hurt?
For like 8 of those games.
Was he not hurt?
23 and 24. He had a league average QBR for that 3-year stretch.
Oh, my
Your
God.
argument is done.
No, it's not done.
Matt
No, it's not
LaFleur
done.
becomes the head coach. They go to back-to-back NFC title games. Aaron wins MVP, throws for 48 touchdowns.
I got him. You were on TV months ago, and you were lamenting the state of affairs that existed with Mike McCarthy prior to his dismissal from Green Bay. Don't make me find the tape. You were talking about how Mike McCarthy, there were certain things he wasn't bringing to the table. All right, then. So what I'm saying to you is this.
So the coaches come in and changed it.
Wait a minute. What I'm saying to you is Aaron Rodgers was doing stuff for years in spite of Mike McCarthy, according to you. He got injured. He had never fully gotten healthy. Okay, Matt LaFleur comes up in there. He had your 27th ranked offense, and somehow he got the damn head coaching job. But that's neither here nor there.
So
he got in there. I'm not saying the man can't coach, but don't tell me that brother hasn't benefited significantly because Aaron Rodgers is his quarterback.
Of course he has.
Wait, but did Aaron Rodgers benefit from him? That's
Thank
the
you.
question.
This team-
Was there a bit of
but the
regression
difference
in
is,
those 2 years?
but where Dan
Yes.
is putting him is beyond all of that. Dan is saying he's in the top 3 coaches.
No.
And we've seen coaches that have to coach through some tough things
That's
and
right.
do great jobs. And we haven't seen
haven't
him
seen
do
that from him yet.
We haven't seen that
We
from
didn't-
him.
we
So
didn't-
you can't
He's at
put him
100.
above
He's
those
on a
folks.
2-year honeymoon.
He may be in a great situation.
Yes.
But he's not necessarily
2.5
a top 3
year
coach
honeymoon.
We
right
didn't
now.
watch him take his football team out to Arizona with me playing wide receiver and win a game on the road.
Who was quarterbacking?
We didn't
Who
watch
was quarterback?
I don't care.
What do you mean you don't care? You're
It's not
back.
one-on-one
Excuse me, you
football.
want quarterback. You need to care. You need to care. You understand better than me how elite a quarterback
They
is.
got 3 starting offensive
And we're
linemen
not
out.
even talking about winning one game in a tough situation. We're talking about coaching through a tough stretch, coaching through something, and
you
making
know
the
it.
team
All right.
win because
we
of your
got to
coaching
move on.
when you know
any
this is top
any
3.
last
Oh, please,
remarks you have to
stop
get
it.
off your chest, and then I'd like to move on if we can.
Matt
He's doing a
LaFleur-
phenomenal job now, though. He's doing a
He's the top 3
phenomenal
coach
job.
in the league. Right now, he's the top 3 coach in the NFL.
Okay, agree to disagree.
Please.
We will revisit this as the playoffs take place.
23 and
all that
24
good
before.
stuff. We
Whatever.
got the tape.
That's a dunk. You can't dunk.
The
I just took your- I
Ravens.
just-
You know, they're about great quarterback, man. Got great receivers, running backs. Could have put more points on the board for him, you know, instead of putting him out there with 3 interceptions, no points at all. I'm ticked off, but I told all those guys, man, way to have our back, way to have my back, because y'all deserve that. Y'all play lights out.
Playmaker, I want to start with you. Do you trust Lamar to lead the Ravens on a run?
Absolutely, I do. And let me say this, because nobody's really talking about this. I don't know what sickness he had,
Yeah.
and no one really knows what he really went through,
Yeah.
but obviously it took something out of him.
Of course.
And I thought we saw some of that yesterday. You know what I mean? Because nobody's talking about the sickness. So absolutely. And I'll tell you why I trust him. Because of this AFC, how it is built right now. Every team in the AFC has a flaw. That
You said a flaw?
has a flaw. That what the Ravens do can work against them. There's no defense that will be able to stop them. And even when we get to New England, the great Bill Belichick, who loves to take away what everyone does best, you cannot take Lamar Jackson away. Yeah. It is physically, humanly impossible to take him away. This lines up perfectly for Lamar to make a run this year. And then to go and get all the money he wants or however much he wants, because if he can make a run this year, he'll be able to get as much money he wants. In the AFC right now, is set up perfectly for him to make that run, even with that bad game he had yesterday.
The trust is not there yet for me. I got to see it to believe it. I know that he is a phenomenal talent. We know that he's en route to getting ready to rush for 1,000 yards for the 3rd consecutive year. No quarterback has done what he's done already.
He's come back 2-3 times this year. We've asked him to do that. He's done that.
I understand that. I don't trust him. Not yet. Because I need to see you do it in the postseason. As I religiously said, told y'all about Cam. Just like I told you about Lamar. When you are the quarterback, rookie here looking just as good as you, plus he's doing everything we need him to do to make sure he's available to his teammates. How do we know this to be true? What did Cam Newton do once he departed New England? He got vaccinated. You understand what I'm saying? He got vaccinated?
Yeah.
Found a job.
Man.
You understand what I'm saying? What I'm trying to tell you is this. On several occasions, Lamar Jackson has gotten ill. Now, I don't know what the hell you're doing, and I'm wishing him nothing but the best because I'm a true fan of his as a person and as a player. But in this particular instance, no, you don't get a pass from that. You're the quarterback for the Baltimore Ravens. And there is a legitimate argument that can be made that you haven't exhausted all means and measures to make sure that you're taking care of yourself.
You say you don't trust him because he's not vaccinated?
No, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, you
capability.
brought it up. I'm saying you brought it up.
No doubt,
so I'm just addressing the fact that those
me
things bring it on him. And then I'm looking at you and your inability to throw the ball accurately on a consistent basis. And you have one playoff victory in 4 tries. I'm not sold yet.
Well, one thing I have to say is sometimes health is out of your control.
True.
And it's not you not taking care of yourself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. I 100% trust Lamar. I don't trust everything around Lamar. We have skipped over how many injuries this team has faced.
Why I trust him.
Because they've covered up. I have no idea how they're 8-3. The coaching job by Harbaugh has been awesome. Lamar, I still think, is in the MVP conversation. Yeah. I don't trust. The offensive line is beat up. The defense is still susceptible to big plays. Their running backs aren't producing the way that they need to. I like what they've done with their tight ends and wide receivers. I just don't trust. Honestly, in the AFC, I trust New England way more. I trust Buffalo way more. I trust Kansas City more. I trust Indy more. So because of all the decimation around him, I trust them. I just don't trust the football team.
Well, that's kind of interesting, Dan, because just a minute ago, you gave all the love in the world to Matt LaFleur. Now, Harbaugh is obviously doing a hell of a coaching job.
That was one of my top. That was one of my top guys ahead of Matt LaFleur.
Right, you just talked about all these injuries, and you don't know how he has this team where he has this team. Now that I'm talking about, that's great coaching. That's great.
I agree. I agree with you. The Harbaugh is probably 4th for me right now.
Oh, okay, come on. Yeah, come on.
Okay, 4th with a smile. Okay.
But again, the point differential for their football team can't be great. They have won so many games. I think they got 3 games or 4 games they've won on the last play as well. So
but they got a team that can make a big play at any time.
You trust them in the playoffs?
Right. Well, yes, I do, because they have that. They have a unique skill. They have a unique
Would
position.
you take them over New England right now?
I'm not saying I would take them over anybody, but I'll put them up against anybody, because you cannot take out their main weapon. You cannot take out Lamar.
Right.
December 19th, they have the Packers. I can't wait for that game. January 2nd, the Rams. Staying in the AFC, let's talk about those Patriots. That video of you with your boy, Bill Belichick.
Yeah, and I love
Because he's
Bill.
watching.
Bill
He's watching on the treadmill or elliptical right now.
Yeah. Bill is my buddy.
Friend.
Yes.
My friend. He's my friend.
Okay,
I love that.
Just keep that in mind. He might be watching.
I want to keep that on Bill. I really do, man. But I love what New England's doing. I love what New England's doing. Do I believe that New England's the best team right now in the AFC? Yeah. And I believe they're running this thing all the way out. I'm still right now with the Kansas City Chiefs. I'm with the Kansas City Chiefs. And let me tell you something, when you start making a great run, like the Patriots are making, and you heard Bill talking about, even Bill was talking about how important it is, and what he sees at any time, anywhere, and score points at any time. I don't know that you can that New England can do that, or anybody else in the AFC can do that besides Kansas City. So I got Kansas City right now still as the top team. Not to take anything away from what they're doing in New England.
Well, you're wrong, but what else is new? I would tell you.
How am I wrong?
I'm going to tell you.
How am I wrong? I got to hear how.
The New England Patriots right now are the best team in the AFC.
6 weeks ago, you told me.
I know that. No. I know that. I turned it around. They've made believers out of me. Yeah. And the thing about it, everybody's been focused on Mac Jones, and I think he's going to be Rookie of the Year, but I haven't focused on Mac Jones. What I focused on is that defense, a defense that wasn't there last year because they all elected to stay home because of COVID, like 8 or 9 dudes didn't show. This is an experienced team on the defensive side of the ball that's accustomed to playing together and accustomed to playing in big games.
That's what Bill was
Yeah.
talking
So what I'm saying, did I ask you? I don't want to hear enough from you right now, playmaker. I want to just sit back and listen. I want to hear enough from you right now. It's my turn.
I'm giving you a little under. I'm saying, okay.
You fly from LA for this?
You're right. I'm giving him he's a little right
trying to
here.
tell you,
Just in that area.
whatever.
Just in
What
that
I'm
area.
trying to say to y'all is this. Listening, watching football. I mean, I've only been a reporter for over a quarter century. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, I'm just going by my eyes and the football experts and all of this other stuff. I'm just listening, y'all. Last time I checked, y'all said when you want to win come playoff time, you got to have a defense,
Right.
and you got to be able to run the football, and you got to have exceptional
Do we sound like
coaching.
that?
And you got to have exceptional coaching. What I'm saying is this. We going to say there's a better coach than Bill Belichick? No. We going to question their running game? No. We going to sit out right now, who's the number one defense in the NFL? I mean, right now, I'm just saying. And then I look at Kansas City, and I say to myself, okay, let's go down the list. Buffalo, we going to learn. That's the most exciting part about New England right
Next
now
2
to me.
weeks.
We
Next
going to learn
3
a
weeks.
lot about Buffalo in the next 3 weeks. That's number one. Number two, we see Baltimore, we see Cincinnati, but at the end of the day, going up against Bill Belichick, it's going to take the heroics of Lamar Jackson because you ain't worried about nothing else coming out of the AFC North. Okay, then in the South, we know that Jonathan Taylor's that dude, but Frank had brain lock and forgot to run the damn football, but that's a story for another segment. Okay, so and New England, so and then you look at Kansas City. You got Snead, Sorensen, and these brothers. They question marks in that secondary for Kansas City. I believe in the Honey Badger, but I don't know if I believe overall in Kansas City's defense. I'm with New England right now. It's the best team in the AFC.
Are you rocking with New England too?
I am now rocking with New England. I think they're the best team. I think they're playing the best. I would have stayed with Buffalo.
Yeah.
I think the Tre'Davious White injury in Buffalo
it's
enormous.
devastating.
I mean, he's one of the best cover corners in the NFL. I think that's huge. Because of that injury, I go with New England. I think they're playing the best football-wise. I think they're the smartest team in football. I think they're the best coached team in football. Listen, we rave about their defense, as we should. In the last 7 weeks, you know who has the number one offense in football? The New England Patriots. I also think their special teams are huge. They didn't even play great yesterday. They didn't play good yesterday, and they hammered Tennessee. And I compare the New England Patriots, and I go, do I trust them or Baltimore more? New England way more.
Yeah.
Do I trust them or Kansas City more? Kansas City, because I know, or New England, because I know exactly how Bill's going to play that.
Yeah.
I also think they play, and this I've said this since August, they play a style that is indifferent than anybody else in football. They put a fullback on the field, they play shrunk down ball, and they're going to pound the ball. You have to play your A game to beat New England. The last team that we saw beat New England was the Dallas Cowboys, and the Dallas Cowboys played their best game of the season. You have to play their A game. I will go as far as to say this, Molly.
One quick clarification for me. So you guys are saying who's the best right now, not who ultimately can go and win a Super Bowl or do.
I think they
No.
They're answering that too. You're
I think
answering
right
that
now-
too.
Okay, then this is why I knew you were going to say that, and this is the question I have for you. Then how is it that you so strike against Lamar in his playoff ability and say he has to show you, and then you don't even worry about what you're going to get out of Mac Jones come playoff time, because obviously there's a step there that Lamar hadn't passed that step.
If we were in the courtroom, the judge would tell you to pipe it down because you have to give me an opportunity to answer the question.
Right,
Okay.
but you got to hear the question.
Time out. I don't have to.
You should have been a prosecutor.
good question.
It's not a good question.
And this is just fluff right here. You try to
It's a
distract.
good question. You're trying to stall.
Yeah.
Can I finish?
You can you get to the gritty?
Let's go.
Matt Jones may be a rookie, but who's coaching him? We're talking about the team. We ain't talking about a player. I'm telling you, when I look at the New England Patriots, I'm thinking Bill Belichick. I'm thinking that defense collectively.
Yeah.
I'm thinking a running game. I'm thinking a team. Special teams, defense, offense. Didn't you just say they were number one over the last 7 weeks?
Number one.
Who's the number one defense in the NFL?
New England
Who's the
Patriots.
best coach in the NFL? What the hell do y'all not understand? Wait, why you acting like you don't understand? So we answered, hold on, time. We answered a question about Lamar Jackson. And you transition that to compare that to an overall question about the New England Patriots?
Lamar got to
Is that
do
what
more.
you're doing?
Lamar has to
Is
do
that
more
what
than
you're
Mac
doing?
Jones.
But
Is a
Lamar
good
has
question.
shown
What?
you graduation within the season,
No, that's
so
fair.
give him a chance to show you graduation within
Well,
the
when he
playoffs.
shows it to me, I'll
we
give it
hadn't
to him.
gone there with Mac
Can
Jones
I just
yet.
ask you one
we
question?
hadn't gone there
We're
with
really
Mac.
giving New England their flowers today. So what is their weakness? Because we just applauded every phase
The
of the
rookie.
game.
No, their weakness is they don't have a guy on the outside wide receiver wise.
Thank you.
That
Thank
you
you.
can
But
go.
Bourne is stepping up. I
That
gotta
you
give
can
him
go.
credit.
Bourne's
Thank
playing
you.
good, but
Right,
you
right.
And a
go
rookie.
wear someone out.
Every time.
Yeah.
Every week.
Now-
And you do it every
and
week.
Mac Jones and Mac doesn't have that big, explosive, powerful arm that Patrick does, that Joe Burrow, his creativity does.
Okay.
They are very methodical. They have to be very, very methodical. Again, their play calling minimizes that a great deal.
But
But
guys.
those two can catch fire
right.
together. Those two, Mac and Bourne, can catch fire
except-
I
together.
agree. Bourne's
in the
ball
NFL.
skills been
He's
great.
balling.
Yeah.
Exceptional coaches in the NFL mix it up come playoff time, and sometimes that might thwart a rookie a little bit. That's all.
So you want
And
to
that's
put
what I'm worried about,
Right.
Stephen. No, that's what I'm worried about right there.
Dan, good stuff. I'll talk to you.
Are you okay after that
Still to
beatdown?
come on First
Yeah, I
Take,
know, I
we'll
know.
discuss the
I'm winning.
top half of the
Yo, just be patient. Just wait.
Jones jumps, penalty flag. Brown was the defender.
There's several penalties called on it. This is another one.
what can go wrong will go wrong. I mean, this is who they are.
4:31 left in overtime from 29 yards. The kick is good, and the Raiders win 36-33. And the Cowboys have a 3-game losing streak on Thanksgiving.
28 penalties. I don't know what the hell you want me to say. So right where you want, I'm all for it.
The Eagles had a chance Sunday to capitalize on the Cowboys' loss to the Raiders on Thanksgiving. Instead, Philadelphia losing to the Giants, as I just said, just 5 days after New England fired its offensive coordinator, Jason Garrett. Not New England, excuse me, New York. Okay. Who's starting here? Is this you? Is this you, Michael? Because he's kind of hiding.
Listen. I mean, I definitely want to give the floor. What I want to do, however,
Okay,
is
you tell
call,
me.
before we even go into Michael Irvin,
Sure.
on national television, I'm calling out my producers.
Why?
I don't want us introducing any more Cowboys topics without playing my video. That does it for me. Black hat running around there. Say it with me. Accident waiting to happen.
have it prepared for you
I'm
right
just
now.
saying that does it for me. That's my favorite. As far as I'm concerned, that song needs to win multiple Grammys.
the
Okay,
vi-
I mean that's
the
what it
violins were
is.
so
All right,
good,
that's
though.
what it is. All right. So I just want to be very, very clear. All right,
So when we won 5 straight,
no,
you want that
go ahead.
video
Floor's yours.
recorded?
Because I want to hear. Because
Okay.
I've been waiting.
All right.
I've been waiting to hear from you. Please,
And I ain't
please.
here.
Did the Eagles hand the Cowboys the division?
No,
and let's
no.
you can focus on just the Cowboys.
No,
Because what's going on with them? They've
division is
lost 3 or
still
4,
wide
Michael.
open. The division's still wide open.
Okay.
The Eagles still have an easy schedule.
Hold on.
And
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that?
The division's still wide open. The Cowboys will win the division. The Cowboys will win the division. But I think the Eagles got a shot at a run at it. And I
What
said
are you
that.
laughing at? The
He said-
Cowboys are going to win the division?
No, he said the division is still
It's still
wide open.
It's still wide open. Yes.
Remember, he was talking about his lock. There's a lock weeks
Cowboys
ago.
will win it. They will win
I
it.
get what you're saying.
They
the narrative
will win
has
the
changed.
division.
He's
That
modifying
is
the
a lot.
narrative.
That is a lot. But what I'm telling you is Philly's not out of it.
Right.
They're not out of it.
Right.
They can still make a chase of it. I heard you. I watch you when I'm not here, too. I heard you say it's going to come down to that last game. And Dallas going to do what they always do. They've been in this situation before, that last game, and they lost that last game. That ain't going to happen, though, Stephen. And let me just give you this, too, Stephen. I'm going to give you the sentiment of the Cowboy fan. And all of us right now, we are absolutely disappointed about that loss. Disappointed, no doubt, but discouraged. Not at all. The truth of the matter is, those teams, even those 2 losses, we'll see those teams if we see them again in a Super Bowl. And in the NFC, we are still riding high in the NFC. We only got 1 loss in the NFC, and that's with Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Those other losses have come in the AFC.
West.
So all tiebreakers, that's great for us. Our
Should've
job
lost all
right now,
4
I mean, the
AFC West
Dallas
games.
Cowboys'
Should've lost
job
all
right
4.
now is to get to the Super Bowl. We'll discuss what's going to happen in there. But right now, that loss didn't affect anything. And I want to say this. I got to give love to Gallup, to Cedric Wilson, and Noah Brown. All those boys, they tried, but we were shorthanded.
Yeah, well, I want to know, why are you guys losing these games?
Because we were shorthanded in those games.
Okay.
We were shorthanded without two of the best two receivers in the National
Okay.
Football League,
That's
who's
fair.
probably top 15 in the National Football League. Both #1 receivers in CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper. And you still push this game to where you push this game. Dak Prescott, we talk about the elements of a quarterback. He raised the level of the guys around him and pushed this game to where they pushed the game without any of those star players. So, yes, I'm disappointed about the loss, but I'm not discouraged about the season because we're still in the driver's seat for where we want to go.
Yes, you are.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
Just because you have a little moment here, I'm not discouraged about the
Yes, you
season.
are.
Disappointed,
Yes, you are.
not discouraged. That is the headline. Okay.
Discouraged, but disappointed, but not discouraged. I
Yeah,
got
that's
it.
the headline.
That's your headline, right?
Disappointed, but not discouraged.
Notice, Molly.
Yeah.
So the Cowboys were a lot. We can
And they
go.
still are.
No. Wait. It's a lot. Now it's wide open. Now it's wide open.
No, it's a lock again.
No. Molly,
He reminded us
don't help
now.
him.
I'm
Don't
just
help him,
saying,
Molly.
the
Let him
division
take
for the
Let him take
Eagles.
him out.
I got the Eagles making a run, too.
Wait. Excuse me. Relax. I
Sometimes
got
you're
this.
so
I'll let
cruel,
you
though.
talk. Wait a minute. I got
You are.
this. So they were wide. It was wide. It was a lot. Now it's wide open.
Okay.
Now this is a 3-time champion we talking to.
For
It's a
sure.
Hall of Famer right here. It's a Hall of
Let
Famer right
me
here. We're
go.
talking about. And what did he say? Give him credit. They tried.
That's what they put.
They tried really hard. That's what we doing
They
now.
gave me an
That's what
overtime
we doing.
game on Thanksgiving. They didn't go out on Turkey Day and play like
Stephen
Turkey.
A., to his point,
Right,
not having
right,
the top two receivers, look at the difference with the Bucs when they got Gronk back,
listen.
and then when they get Antonio Brown back. So
Excuse me. Ain't no black cat running around that franchise. It's Cowboys we talking about.
you
We
gotta
talking
give
about Tampa Bay
credence to
Buccaneers.
that.
Here's the point that I'm trying to make. What did I say? Okay, so we started off the season. We got cats out because of COVID.
Michael.
All right. Then we had Lel Collins. He was out trying to bribe a texter. I mean, you just can't make this stuff up, right? And then we had another dude out, the PED use, right? We had that, right? And then now Ezekiel Elliott, we wish him well because we don't want anybody injured. We don't want any excuses. We don't want any excuses. So now they're gonna need to rest him, right? Because he gonna need some rest because he needs to rest. You got to be all right, right? Tony Pollard can play. Should have been playing him more. By the way, he's more elusive, and this brother, so he can do some things. Okay, so you know what? DeMarcus Lawrence, he's gonna come back. But what happens? You got Micah Parsons on the end, looking like a monster, defensive player of the year candidate, right? So you got him, you got Trayvon Diggs. We were all talking about defensive player of the year. Interceptions in the first
Not rookie of the year. Not defensive player of the year.
The first 7 games of the year. Don't you notice how the momentum of all of those things have dissipated?
No.
Listen to me. Listen to what I'm trying to say. And then you sit up here. Like, think about this. They played the game, first of all, on Thanksgiving Day. They didn't play like turkeys or whatever. You know why you brought that up? Because there was evidence that in the past they did play like turkeys. Last time I checked, this is the 3rd Thanksgiving game in a row they lost. Okay, so I'm just watching. I'm just watching. And all I'm trying to say, pay attention, Molly. Pay attention. I'm trying to say.
And each year they
Hold
lost.
on. I'm trying to say, we see elements that remind us of what's coming. I keep telling y'all, all the Cowboy haters out there like myself, just wait, just be patient. They ain't gonna let you down. Trust me, the Dallas Cowboys will not let you down. They're going to flop right at the right time. And we're sitting here right this, and we're talking about, think about it, talk about the Packers. Talk about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's what we talk about, right? Chances are, you the Cowboys, you're going to have to run into one of them before the NFC Championship game. So what I'm trying to say to you is,
we've already seen the Bucs. We know we can get them.
These brothers might not even win a playoff
We've already seen the Bucs.
Like
We
I
know we can get them.
said, and I'm just bracing you for it because you're my brother, because I love you and I'm looking out for you. I mean,
you're looking out for me, brother.
By the way,
ESPN,
ESPN. I want you to know I got very terrible news for you.
What?
You do know that when the Cowboys lose, you still have to show up the next day. You do know that, right? You know that, right? You don't get to hide. You don't get to hide and go into hibernation.
I need you to stop talking to those refs. I got Cowboys Nation talking to me about we need to put a lawsuit on those refs, how they cheated us out of that game.
Oh, so they cheated now. So they cheated now.
166. Come on, Stephen.
14 penalties, 166 yards.
Come on, Stephen. Stephen, all those third downs were not PI. They were giving us PI pass.
You're very cruel this morning.
I'm just telling you, man.
I'm here for you, Michael.
Saying, man.
Michael, I'm here for you.
She can't help you. She can't help you.
I know it was a lock. I know it's wide open, but I'm here for you. The schedule's easy.
Look at his face.
You are alone.
Look at his face. Look at his face. Look at his face.
Molly said, I know it's a lock. I know it's wide open. Now Mario over here slipping one in over Molly. But you go with that over there.
Look at that.
The grid is already
we're going to be good. It's going to be good when we get our guys back. I'm telling you.
All right, still ahead on First Take. That bad man. Breaking news into First Take this morning. Our Adam Schefter tweeting the following. Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy out for Thursday night's game versus the Saints due to COVID for sources. Adding this, as one league source said, they're up to 8 positives in Dallas. Details are still rolling in. Adam will keep us up to speed. Oh, Michael. Not great news. Your reaction to that?
Well, first of all, you know, I hope and pray everybody's okay.
Yes, of course.
That's the most important thing. But certainly, just from a football perspective and a Dallas Cowboy football team perspective, boy, that's horrible news at a horrible time.
Yeah.
You got back-to-back losses that you're coming off of, and you're going to play in a Thursday game in New Orleans, one of the most difficult places in the world to ever play a football game. And now you're going in without your head coach, and you just said up to 8 players. Are those players or other coaches, or do we not know?
It's at 8 positives, so I don't have the distinction on whether that's the coaching staff or the players. But, Michael, you just said to me when I asked you, what's the issue with Dallas? They've lost 3 or 4, and you said, Molly, they're shorthanded. You know, and now dealing with this inopportune time. But the schedule is pretty easy the next few games.
Yeah, but being shorthanded, Molly, is one element. Being shorthanded with certain people is another element.
Of course, you need the names.
I can take Mike McCarthy home on his couch if you give me CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper on the football field. You know what I mean? Because there's some ways that we can mitigate. Mike McCarthy's issues. We can't mitigate what CeeDee Lamb and Amari Cooper and those guys bring us. But this is not anything great for the Dallas Cowboys. First, again, I want to say it again. I hope all of these. Hope everybody is okay. We pray that everybody's okay. But this is bad news at a bad time.
Let me say this. Joke around about the Cowboys and all that stuff. We wish Mike McCarthy the best. We wish anybody that comes down with this the best, because this is no joke. And on a serious level, and I'm not casting aspersions on anybody. I'm just trying to throw out a health alert here. I had a dear friend of the family pass away this weekend.
I'm sorry.
And they passed away from COVID.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
She was a bit overweight. She was not healthy. And she was defiant about getting vaccinated. She thought it was all a hoax and all of this other stuff, and threw out a whole bunch of stuff that ain't even worth repeating. And she is gone. And the thing that really resonates with me, that I think needs to resonate with anybody, well, no matter what conspiracy things that you want to attach to it, at the end of the day, COVID is real.
Absolutely.
COVID is serious. And people need to do everything they can to take care of themselves and to put themselves in the best health they possibly can put themselves in.
Absolutely, especially with the new variant. I'm sorry for your loss, and I wish all those players. Breaking news into First Take this morning. Not good for your Cowboys. I'm sorry, Playmaker. Cowboys head coach Mike McCarthy tested positive for COVID. Sources telling Diana Rossini and me. Adam also adding that Mike McCarthy out for Thursday night versus the Saints. And as one league source just said, there's up to 8 positives in Dallas. I don't have the distinction on whether that's players or coaching staff just yet. Details still rolling in. We'll have much more on that in just a bit. Meanwhile, a fresh hour of First Take starts right now. That would be not 1, not 2, but 3 straight losses for the Los Angeles Rams. How can they fix their season? Plus, the Chiefs, the Bills, the Ravens, the Pats. Will the real #1 seed please stand up? Who needs home field throughout the most? And he said he was back. But weeks later, he's just benched. Cam's struggles discussed shortly. But first, this.
When I step on the field, I expect greatness. Anyone who's a great competitor feels the same way.
looking for Van Jefferson. He's got it. Touchdown, L.A.
Dumps it over the middle. Breaks a tackle. Touchdown.
We're going to continue to learn from these things. We've got to stop with some of these self-inflicted wounds.
Left side is intercepted. Douglas to the house. And a third quarter dagger.
9-3 at the bye. What do you think?
19. Stephen A., it's been a rough few weeks for the Rams. Who is it more on, essentially, to turn this around? Is it Matthew Stafford or is it the coach, Sean McVay?
Oh, this is Sean McVay. This is no question. This is Sean McVay. He's not boy wonder right now. I'm a fan of Sean McVay. I like him. I think he's good for the game. I think he's good for the league. Love his personality. Love what he's accomplished thus far in his career. But you don't make the changes that add to that defense, which, by the way, was number one. Fine. Now, Brandon Staley was coaching that defense last year, and now it's Raheem Morris. And so even though they went from 1 to 12, I don't think we'll look at Raheem Morris and say he's doing a bad job, because I don't think that's the case. But clearly, the Los Angeles Rams defense is not what it was last year. We can at least say that. And so when you look at it from that perspective, that is a collective collapse that has taken place before our very eyes. Now, Matthew Stafford has not helped that. You know, you got, what is it, pick 6 in 3 straight games? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's just deplorable. That's horrible. 5 interceptions over the last 3 or 4 games? That's not good either. And Matthew Stafford is going to have to show us, this ain't, you know what, you're not in Detroit anymore. Stop acting like a damn Detroit Lion, okay? Because the fact of the matter is you went to the Los Angeles Rams now. You got to be better. But I'm also putting most of it on McVay, because McVay seems to be hell-bent on validating the arrival of Matthew Stafford, as opposed to just coaching the damn football game and doing the kind of thing. Run the damn football sometimes. Mix it up. You know, take short yardage situations instead of looking for the home run all the damn time. Be smarter. McVay is capable of doing this. He's a damn good football coach. But right now, over these last 3 weeks, they have not looked good at all. There is no way around it. And that, to me, is pretty much all on McVay to fix this. He's the man at the helm. Handle your business. Handle your business.
So I concur in some parts of that, because I do believe that Sean McVay is trying to validate what he's done. But I also believe that he's one of those coaches, that's how he gets to be a boy genius, that wants to work through the passing game. You don't get boy genius by turning around handing the ball off. Let's just be real. You don't get those kinds of opportunities at head coaches by turning around handing the ball off. But this goes on Matthew Stafford. This is on Matthew Stafford in the game he's playing. I agree that he's showing up in the big moments here. I want to explain to somebody, because I want to explain to everybody here, because we think you just get Odell Beckham and stick him in for Robert Woods. These are two different type wide receivers.
Right.
Odell Beckham is an outside receiver. I'm an outside guy. Outside, all I got to do is beat that cornerback. You're going to play man or zone. I can read the coverage zone or man. All I got to do is focus on you, beat you. Inside, now I have to learn leverage. You playing in the middle. If I got to get to the middle right in between 2 linebackers, I can't just run to that middle because those linebackers are closed. I got to know how to push on this linebacker and curl to the middle late. Robert Woods was great at this stuff. You can't just take Odell Beckham and stick him in and say, now it'll go.
Well, first of all, the reason why I don't think that analogy works per se is because they never brought in Odell to replace Robert.
No, they did not.
They brought him in, and then Robert Woods got hurt in practice.
Right.
Playing
but Coach McVay talked about the absence of Robert Woods being so big to this football team.
Yeah.
And then everybody on the natural world, now it was just, that's you and I understand that football, but everybody out here don't understand it, and they think you could just take him and stick him in there. And I'm telling you, that's not the case.
I agree with you there, but here's what I would say to you. When you don't have talent, okay, I got that. But when you have as much talent as the Los Angeles Rams have, you cannot go an entire month of November without winning a football game.
Correct.
That's about the coach.
Correct.
That's about the coach.
And the coach is good enough to design plays. But Stephen, the coach is great enough to design plays and get Odell involved as he did yesterday. But ultimately, the play has to be executed by that quarterback. And right now, he wants to show the world that this is my quarterback. And Matthew Stafford is not showing up and showing out like he was earlier. He's thrown Matt Schaub's in the last 3. You know what I call Matt Schaub's a pick 6. Matt Schaub owned the record for the pick 6. He did 4 games in a row.
Yeah.
That's why I call him Matt Schaub. He's about to take over the Matt Schaub's and make him his own record. You can't throw pick 6s in every game and not say that's on the quarterback.
But they were already down 30-17 when he did it. And what I'm saying to you is that I'm looking at overall how they're looking on the football field collectively in all 3 phases of the game. And I'm looking at them come up glaringly short. Right. And when you combine that with the fact that you don't have a single win in the month of November, you lose to Tennessee, you lose to San Francisco, now you lose, obviously, to Green Bay. I'm looking at you a little bit differently if you're Sean McVay, because you got to figure out a way to offset that. When you point about how he wants to show and validate that Matthew Stafford is his guy, well, damn it, that might be the mistake. Excuse me. You're trying to win games. That's what you're trying to do. You're not trying to validate somebody's good. You got all season long to do that. They were 7-1. They were 7-1, and Matthew Stafford was an MVP candidate. Right. Okay? Right. So over these last 3 weeks, we have seen a shell of that, and I'm putting that on McVay.
But there's something here, Stephen A., that you can speak to more than all of us. Mm-hmm. This thing that's going on in L.A., bringing all these stars together and expecting to build a great team. It happens more in basketball than it ever does in football. Right. And you see what they go through in basketball. Right. You can't expect everybody to just come together and all of a sudden you're a great team.
And they've been losing.
Yeah. And you gotta grab some kind of connectivity to bring the team together before they hit the field, and that's where
it takes time to
Can I ask y'all a question? Can I drop the mic on this?
What?
Is that an excuse to lose 31-10 to Jimmy Garoppolo?
I'm not saying any of it is an excuse.
It's 10. I'm just saying, damn. Right. Damn. Right. 31-10 to San Francisco and Jimmy Garoppolo. Really? No. That's about the Rams.
You gave
That's about the Rams.
All
right
of that.
Guess what? They got the Jags Sunday get-right game.
I know the coach can coach. He's coached to a Super Bowl. I know the team can play. A lot of them played in the Super Bowl. It's Matthew Stafford that hadn't done any of it, and we expected him to do it, and he isn't doing it.
Agree to disagree. Someone's blaming the coach. Someone's blaming the quarterback. Much more on the breaking news of the day on Mike McCarthy in the Dallas. Breaking news into First Take this morning, and it is not good for Michael Irvin's Cowboys. Head coach Mike McCarthy has tested positive for COVID. Sources telling Diana Rossini and Adam Schefter. Adam also tweeting McCarthy out for Thursday night's game versus the Saints due to the COVID. And as one leak source just said, there's up to 8 positives in Dallas. Details still rolling in. I don't have the distinction on whether that's players or members of the coaching staff. Ryan Clark joining us now. And Ryan, obviously it's a short week. Yeah. And I asked Michael earlier, I said, why have the Cowboys lost 3 or 4? And he said they're shorthanded. And now this.
Yes.
Your reaction?
I mean, you're even more shorthanded when you lose your head coach. I know there was other coaches on the coaching staff that tested positive last week. It obviously started with Amari Cooper. And one thing about this game is that you need your guys. And that's not only your players, but that's your coaches. And now we've seen other coaching staffs go out and win football games. The Arizona Cardinals won a football game without Cliff Kingsbury. So obviously, it's time for things like this to be happening.
And that's what I said. It's the absolute worst possible time. Now that I digested the news about Mike McCarthy, I still have stuck in my throat the other 8.
Yeah, who is it?
Because I'm sitting here as this is the news. Now, what do we do? How do we handle it? Is Dan Campbell one of those other 8s?
No update yet on who's going to be the interim coach. I'll get you
that's what I'm saying, because then, that's a head coach that I can stick in right there. And then what I'm really worried about are who are the players in that other 8, because we just talked about what this team looked like minus some of the big guys and some of their stars, the CeeDee Lambs and Amari Cooper. And now we're talking about there are 8 mystery positives out there that's going to be leaving the football team. That worries me greatly.
I did just see this new. Also, you said Dan Campbell. You meant Dan Quinn.
Yeah,
McCarthy will direct everything virtually between now and the game, including the meetings Thursday pregame. So seems like he's healthy enough to be a part of the process. So that's good news.
Couple of things. Number one, we wish him the best. We want him to get back and definitely be healthy and go on with his life. We understand how serious this is. And we wish him and everybody that's been affected nothing but the best. Let me get that out the way. Now that I've said that, let me get to the football element. Can we stop acting like this is, oh, my Lord,
You make me so nervous, bro, when you start like that.
Really? Let me tell you something. You trying to tell me the Dallas Cowboys can't coach it? You can't beat Trevor Simeon's New Orleans Saints without Mike McCarthy? That's where we going? That's where
Nobody's saying that,
I'm not talking about you. I'm going in.
Okay, but wait a minute.
I just want to be clear.
Sean Payton's on the sideline.
I don't care. You see Trevor Simeon? Have you seen him? Okay, I mean, he's 0-4 this year as a starting quarterback. They've lost 4 straight, okay? There's no coincidence that he's the starter and they ain't win a game 6, okay?
You don't think the Saints
it's not
got
Jameis
formidable
Winston.
defense?
It ain't Drew Brees. It ain't Jameis Winston. It's Trevor Simeon. You can beat the New Orleans Saints.
This is a setup, man. This is all a setup. That's all this is. It's
Hey,
you know,
he's trying to be. He's just trying to set you up for Friday morning.
He's right about that. It's not the toughest
You can't beat the New Orleans Saints. We ain't giving you that kind of pass. Now, again, we wish McCarthy the best. Are 8 players? We don't know who.
Yeah,
right.
Now,
That's real.
Now, if you tell me 8 players are testing positive,
that's a whole different thing.
That's a whole different animal.
Right.
But if those players are going to be available, and the issue in question is that McCarthy is going to be coaching virtually, like that's going to matter. Stop it. We just gonna stop that right now, okay? We gonna stop that and stop trying to create headlines that make y'all look all beautiful. Like, look at this obstacle and look at what we overcame. We're not gonna do that.
It is an obstacle.
Stop it.
Well,
It's not.
Stephen A., it is a short week, so they're definitely not getting anybody back that tests positive.
Well, not necessarily
They played on Thursday. They played on Thursday.
Not necessarily a short week on preparation. But we just got the news on Monday and it's Thursday
I'm saying
popping.
a short week based on the news. They have
Right.
to play Thursday. They don't play Sunday.
Right, and we just got the news Monday.
So if they test positive, they can't play.
So
It
now,
doesn't matter what.
so what she's saying is, now they have to make adjustments to the preparation.
I just finished saying, if the players test positive, I got y'all. But I said if the players ain't the ones that tested positive,
then they got to go out and win this game.
And you got to go out and win this damn game.
I agree with that part.
You got to go out and win this game. Stop acting like, oh, Mike McCarthy is home and look, Cliff Kingsbury coached Arizona virtually.
Yeah, he did.
Mike McCarthy is Super Bowl champion, ain't he? He been a coach in the NFL for decades, hasn't he? I mean, what the hell's going on? We gonna sit up here and act like, oh, McCarthy is home on video. So, wow. And by the way, this is the same Mike McCarthy
Nobody was saying that
it's the same Mike McCarthy whose decision-making we questioned when he was on the sidelines healthy. So guess what? Forgive me if I'm sitting there going like this. Let me tell you something. You're going up against New Orleans. Ain't no Drew Brees, ain't no Jameis Winston. Hell, it's Trevor Simeon. I don't want to hear. And by the way, why the hell is Taysom Hill getting this money? Is he playing? Where's he at?
He got football players.
He got pictures of somebody.
That's football player money, man. Taysom Hill brings an element to a game.
What element?
Very
where he been? Where he been?
It's very unique. He's been hurt. He's been hurt.
Okay.
That's
the longest concussion protocol that I've seen.
Oh my goodness.
Am I lying? Am I lying?
Stop.
Am I lying?
I gotta save you from
Am I lying?
yourself.
Time out. How long has Taysom Hill been in concussion protocol?
He got off last week.
All right. How long was he gone?
Like 3 weeks, I think.
It was 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Couple weeks.
Okay. That wasn't a long time, right?
All right. Let's go.
Can we go to the
game?
Let's get in the commercial break.
I'm just making that up. I'm just making that up.
I don't want
Let's
Kellen
all take
Moore
him up.
move to no egg. I need him focused on offense.
You need him.
Okay.
I need him focused
So you
on
don't want your
offense.
offensive
So you don't want
guru.
Kellen
I don't
you
want my
want
offensive
Flynn.
guru going to head coaching. I need him focused on offense because the whole team runs off the offense.
I think you make the decision it's either Dan Quinn or you
Dan
might go
Quinn.
Coach Fossil because he's a special teams coach.
Exactly.
And then he can
he can have the responsibility. I don't want to do what.
Can we talk real football, Stephen A?
I thought we were. I thought that's what we were doing.
No,
How's that not real football?
No, you're doing that. Something's going to go wrong for the Dallas Cowboys thing.
I'm saying no excuses. I'm saying no excuses.
No,
I don't want this man coming on TV talking about, oh, Mike McCarthy is not there, so now we in a little trouble.
I will not use Mike McCarthy as an excuse. I would not use Mike McCarthy.
That's all I'm asking.
Now, you got to give me what's stuck in my throat with those other 8 positives. Let me wait on that to come through.
Okay.
I totally agree with you.
No compassion.
We're working on the info for you.
I have compassion.
Still ahead on First Take in that
information.
Big Ben's last season. Stephen A., is it time for Big Ben to walk away?
It's tough to say. Yep.
Listen, I'm a diehard Steelers fan all my life. First football player I ever saw was the Immaculate Reception. And, Steelers just awful. They were just embarrassing. I found that to be the most embarrassing loss of Mike Tomlin's career.
Yep, I agree.
I saw RC this morning on Get Up. He was absolutely right. Defense, soft, finesse. Jack Lambert's gone.
Yep.
Jack Ham's gone. Mean Joe Green's gone. LC Green's gone. LC Green was gone.
Like
Mel Blunt, gone.
Yep.
This defense intimidates no one.
Nope.
You saw Joe Burrow throw a ball up in the air, and it was well defended. It was no concern. T. Higgins, not Chase. T. Higgins went up. He'll get it. Steelers don't fear, they don't scare anybody. They don't intimidate anybody. They look soft as cottonelle tissue. Got to carry a heavier load than most defenses have to carry every week because your offense ain't going to do anything. Ben Roethlisberger is old. He is a stationary target. When you have that in a suspect offensive line, if you fix your offensive line and get a mobile quarterback who can throw the football, and I'm not saying that's easy to get, you change this around because the defense is more inspired and they come out there knowing that they can afford to take chances and they don't have to play safe because, my goodness, we don't have any help or whatever. But this is why I put it on Ben, and this is my last comment. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't care what you do, no matter how old you are. There comes a point in time when your time is up.
Yeah.
I enjoy doing First Take.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? This is the show, right? One day, it's going to be y'all.
Okay, not anytime soon, though.
It's going to be time.
Well, that's not happening no time soon.
It's going to be time for Stephen A to go.
Okay.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to shake hands. I'm going to give everybody a pound of a hug, and I'm going to bounce because it's my time. Ben Roethlisberger is acting like it's not his time. It's your time, bro. And it's time for him to say, goodbye, I gave it all I have, because he's hurting the Pittsburgh Steelers.
The thing that happens for us, and Mike was talking about it when I came on a commercial, that sometimes it's hard to let certain things go. It's hard to let your career go, especially when you feel like you have a little bit left. I got one more year, right? I got one more throw. I got one more run.
Great. You didn't listen to people.
Yeah.
You pushed forward
Believe in yourself.
Your great asset becomes a great liability.
Exactly. And so now with Ben Roethlisberger, who can't do it, right? And then you're surrounded by a team who can't carry you, it makes it look that much worse. You're playing against Cincinnati Bengals, who can run the football whenever they free. We here. They don't want no more. That's not what it is anymore.
Exactly.
This Pittsburgh Steelers team is trying to live on the shoulders of legends. It ain't the 1970s.
Can't do it.
It ain't the early 2000s. You got to earn your own keep. This team ain't earning their keep, man. Mika Fitzpatrick is one of the best playmakers in football.
Yes.
You know why he can't make plays? Because he's playing the fifth linebacker because they can't stop people from running. I'm embarrassed. I'm embarrassed for them.
Yeah.
I'm embarrassed for Mike T. I know Mike T don't coach ball this way. I know it's eating him up, but he can't fix it because they won't fix it. And it's a sad thing.
You know, when I was listening to you this morning, it sent me back because I remember when we first got in and Washington was good and we would play Washington. And those first three plays, we would be hyped. And I remember Wilbur Marshall telling this team, don't worry. They're just hyped. They'll calm down, and we'll commence to whooping their butt.
Yeah.
And they did. We calmed down. They commenced to whooping our butt. And then we got up, and we dominated, just like Ben has dominated Cincinnati. Ben has dominated Cleveland.
Yeah.
You lost to Cleveland in the playoffs, and Cincinnati has swept you. Now it's time for Ben to go just to get a whole new perspective.
Mike.
They're not afraid of you. I remember losing to Arizona. We beat them every kind of way. And Arizona came in and beat us in the playoffs. I was like,
Stephen A., Mike, Molly, the last 17 games, right? Because that's what the season is now.
6-10-1.
Come on, bro.
6-10-1.
Yeah.
And got blown out by Cleveland in the postseason. Okay. And it's like, listen, I'm not going to lie to you. I did it, but I wanted to cry. I mean, I'm serious. I'm serious. I'm not.
Why? Because you
I'm serious.
feel like an
Listen, man. It's embarrassing.
Yeah.
It's embarrassing to see my Steelers get punked like that.
Yeah.
I mean, Cincy was laughing at them. They were talking smack. They was dancing.
Yeah.
I mean, it was embarrassing. I've never seen Mike Tomlin lose a game like that in his entire career. And I saw a Steelers team, no pride, no guts, nothing. They didn't even get a damn penalty when it came to pride.
I really do. I want to say this. Big Ben has been incredible.
Yes, Hall of Famer.
I'm not even
Hall of
mad at
Famer.
Pittsburgh
He's a Hall of
Steelers
Famer.
because what they did this year, he deserved that. He's earned that opportunity. After going 11-0, and then it fell off after 11.
I agree, but he got to care enough to say, I don't have it no more.
That's a hard place to be.
He got to care
It's a hard
enough.
place.
That's a hard place
but what's
to
the
be.
move? That's what I want to know. Are you drafting a quarterback? Are you trying to get a free agent? Like, what are you doing here?
So when you look at the college quarterbacks, there's no guy this year, right? You gonna go Pickett from Pitt? Are you gonna go Malik? From Liberty, Spencer Rattler starts the season as the #1 overall pick, and he's not even starting at Oklahoma anymore. So you're in a tough position. Here's what needs to happen immediately, though.
Okay.
Ben Roethlisberger needs to walk into Mike Tomlin's office and say, "Coach, it's okay if you sit me."
That's right.
Right? Because it's going to be difficult for Mike Tomlin to make the decision because they allowed Ben to come back.
Not for Mason Rudolph, though. Not for Mason Rudolph. I don't want to give a damn you put Haskins in there. Not for Mason Rudolph. I'm done with him, too. I'm done. The only thing that Mason Rudolph has made news for was for fighting with Myles Garrett. That's it. That's it.
You call what Mason Rudolph did fighting?
I don't think it was fighting at all. I'm just saying he got the helmet.
Yeah, he got beat.
You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that's the only thing that he made any headlines for. I'm done with Mason Rudolph. I'm done with him. I don't even know why he's there. Try Haskins. You know what? In the offseason, go after Russell Wilson. Go after Deshaun Watson. Go after somebody. Risk it all. Do what you got to do. Try to get a quarterback who's mobile, who isn't a stationary target.
Coach Tomlin talks about that every time in the interviews. He talks about the lack of mobility. Coach Tomlin talks about that when he's speaking of this. It's the lack of mobility that's hurting him more than anything.
In this NFL, that's a hard place.
No.
All right.
It's over. They know, and he knows.
They're 5-5-1, and they've got the Ravens Sunday. So.
No.
So easy.
Yeah.